This is the best storage solution in the whole wide world, because it scores maximum on all the important criteria. It uses the whole available area of the room. It is tailor-made to meet your specific storage needs. It's extremely practical, and of course it looks fabulous. Perhaps you want to know where you can buy something like this. Well, unfortunately you can't. You gotta get someone to build it for you, or do as me, build it yourself. And I know exactly what you want me to say right now, that this isn't too complex, it doesn't take too much time, but, well, unfortunately, I started this project 7 months ago. This is episode number 9 in my storage build series. Yeah, so I can safely say you gotta put aside some time if you wanna build something like this. Do you wanna guess how many hours I spent on building all the drawers? The 7 rows multiplied by 8 sections. In my previous video, I was done making all the trolleys. The room was prepared. How many hours would you think it takes to build and install 56 drawers? Let me take you back in time and show you the whole build process, and I'll inform you on the time spent along the way. Setting up all the studs on one side, 2 hours approximately. I've also carried up all the drawer sliders. First I took them apart. One part goes on the drawer, the other part that I carried upstairs goes on the framework. 200 kilos approximately in total is now carried up here. Luckily I got my wife to help me. Can totally recommend to get a wife, very useful. Then starts the big job, and that is to build all the drawers. And I've decided to build up one section first, just to make sure I got all the dimensions right before I start the mass production all around. All the drawers are made for the first section. Even put on the drawer slides and tested them. And yeah, it's been way too many days and too many hours. You can see the numbers there. And I still have a lot to do because I made some mistakes. First of all, there are so many numbers to take into consideration. All of the drawers have different depth, of course. So all the parts are different for each drawer. And the big mistake I did was to, instead of subtracting the 1 centimeters I need in gap, I had somehow added it. So each drawer became higher and higher up, so I couldn't fit the topmost one. I tried to make a cutout there to see if I could maybe just make the topmost drawer smaller. Yeah, I need to redo 2 of the drawers, put them lower down, make some changes to the numbers. This is something I expected. I would probably get something wrong. That's why I didn't want to mass produce all the drawers and then put them on. I want to make this one, make sure I had like the right numbers. These are fine. So I will start with 25, 20, 15, and then the rest will be 12. That's my new plan. This needs to be redone. I don't really need this cutout now that I'm lowering it. Maybe I'll just keep it. And I have still no clue on how long time this build is gonna take. At least this first section, with all the mistakes I've done here, it's not representative of the time I've spent for the rest of the build. And just like that, the first section is made. Only took me 5 extra hours to fix the wrongdoings I have made. Rebuilt 2 of the drawers and move all the drawer sliders that was too high. So, well, that's a milestone. About 12% of the build is now done. Took me more than a week. I'm not able to work every day here. I really need to speed up the process. I have identified 2 tasks that takes a lot of time. One is to cut out the material, all the pieces for the drawers. The other is to put on the drawer slides into the frame here. Using the laser is a no-go. Need to find a faster way and put on all the drawer slides in one operation. Instead, as I did here, put on one drawer and one set of drawer slides at a time. Yeah. How I'm gonna speed up the process? I'm not sure yet. And then all the pieces are cut to size. The bottom, the sides, the back piece and the front piece. Also cut hole for the handle and the groove is made for the bottom piece to slide into. 250 pieces in total. Yeah, and even though it took some time and some days, but really managed to speed up the process. So I cut all the pieces first, then made all the holes on the front piece, and then I made all the grooves. Some kind of mass production. And this is the parts list I made. I used the dimensions from the first section I already built, write down all the dimensions. And because of this, I could see what parts had the same sizes, width or depth. So I really could speed up the process by picking out the pieces that was smart to create in one operation. Also, I focused on the biggest pieces first, so I could get most out of the plywood sheets I have bought. And this is a pretty huge milestone to get done with all the cutting. The next task is not that big, I think, and that is to build all the drawers. Although it's 49 of them, it will take some time. But I will make all the drawers for one section at a time, then put on all the drawer slides for one section. When the drawers are dried, the glue has dried, then I will put on the counter part of the slide and then install them, and then take the next section. So I don't think I have too much to gain now on building all the drawers, putting up all the slides and so on. I think I will do this in steps, then I can do adjustment and correct myself if I'm getting out of alignments or something. Yeah, at least I think so, maybe, or yeah, that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. And that was it. 7 drawers are now made. That is for one section. I have then a total of 6 sections more. So if I now can calculate the time spent making this one, multiplied by 6, then I know the time to build all the drawers. Probably it will go a bit faster as I got better training. Did some mistakes at the start, as usual. I have also prepared a new way to put on the drawer slides. I've used this remaining piece of plywood as a ruler or a straight edge. So I measured both the distance here now and the correct height. And I've pre-drilled a lot of holes, and that's the first screw for each drawer slides. So they will have the perfect position, I hope. I think really this will speed up the process. I'm pretty eager now to see if this works. Good enough. %, or should I say 2 out of 8 sections are now done when it comes to the build. And what has really helped me is using these guides or rulers. This one, as I showed you, to drill the holes for the drawer slides on the framework. And a similar one, this is a ruler with a lot of markings here for all the holes I need to drill out to put on the counterpart, the drawer slides that goes into the drawer. Actually 50 holes or bolts to be drilled out and measured exactly for one section. So that is my advice if you ever want to build something big, is to make these kind of helping tools to speed up the process. And now it's just for me to repeat this job over and over again until I've built all the drawers and installed them. My best guess is I'm gonna use 4 hours per section. That's at least the goal based on my experience so far. So I will fast forward and let's see, that means 8 hours and I should be done with this side. I have some challenges though I know about, but let's see how that goes. It's been yet another week and finally the drawer build is done on this side, and it's been way too many hours. Not exactly the build and installation. 4 hours per section, maybe even I can do it in 3 if I'm lucky, but it's all the other stuff that happens that take time. For instance, this door trim, it's 10 millimeters and it was in the way, so when I pull out the drawers it would crash with the door trim. So I took it off, made a recess with my router. Also I had to slim down the trim a bit, so now it lays almost flush, 1 millimeter. So you can see it's a door trim there. I like it. And on this side I have an air hose going from my compressor into the workshop room, and I had to rearrange this one. I prepared the next build here, setting up the studs. So all these small things that comes in addition to the build piles up. I also noticed a new small little issue. I have 1 centimeter less space here compared to this one. I'm not sure why that has happened. And the topmost drawer, I actually need to chop off 1 centimeter of the top corner of each drawer slide to fit them. A bit tight space there, so a tiny bit of extra work. My best guess now is 12 more hours, or 18, let's say 15 hours, and I should be able to build and install the rest of the drawers. If not, some new stuff happens. I'll see you back, hopefully in 15 hours, and maybe the whole build is done. Yet another week has passed and all the drawers are built and installed, and it didn't take more than approximately 15 hours to build and install all of these. That's a lot quicker than the first section. I spent more than 20 hours just on this one. So that can be a comfort for you if you're ever gonna start a big project. It will go quicker along the project as you gain more experience, find smarter methods for build and install. So yeah, and in addition to do that, I've also repaired all the holes from my nail gun. So the drawers are plastered, they are sanded, I have washed them, I have vacuumed them, I vacuumed the whole room, prepared for the painting. Maybe you noticed these two drawers are not here. That is because they will be painted separately. I will pull out one in one drawer to also be able to paint the edge here on the front, and this one I can pull out and get access from inside my door opening. The topmost is so small, I'll paint that separately. I will not paint it first, I will prime it, and the primer has the same color as the paint, so I hope one layer of primer and one layer of paint, and then it's just to put on the handles. Getting very close now. The first coat of primer took 3 hours to put on. Then I sanded down with 240 grit sandpaper all the front and the edges. I used 180 grit sandpaper. So when painting or priming wood, the fibers tend to stick out and you get a very rough surface. So sanding it is important. Took me some hours of sanding, and even washing with a microfiber cloth took some time to get rid of all the dust. Then 3 more hours with the final paint. And I think it looks good. Last job now is to put on these 56 drawer handles. And just like that, the build is done. How many hours did you guess it was gonna take? 115 hours is what I've counted, and that is when I've been working here in the garage, which isn't really the whole truth, is it? Because I've been planning, I've been 3D printing stuff, I've been out shopping material, and since I have a multi-purpose garage and I don't have a dedicated workshop for doing this kind of work, I need to rig up and rig down every day I'm doing work. So probably 150 hours is more like the right time spent for me. But you might be able to do it faster if you have better tools, better skills. But at least you get some ballpoint on the time consumption to build something like this. And that is just for the drawers. The trolley is separate, preparing the room is separate. So yeah, it takes some time, but it's totally worth it. If you had asked me some weeks ago, I might have said, this is a terrible job, don't do it. But now that it's done, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. But I'm not really done. Top row here, I still have a room. I thought first I just should cover it up, but I think I will add a shelf here and 3D print boxes to go into it. And I'll make a cabinet door here in this opening where I have my air compressor. Nice place to put my vacuum cleaner, broomsticks and stuff over here. But that is a minor job compared to everything that is now done. So it's time for me to start fill up the drawers with stuff and get organized. And then of course I need some kind of numbering system. I can't possibly remember where I put stuff now that I will have 80 compartments to select from. So all of these drawers will have a number 1 to 10 in the vertical direction, and then it will be A, B, C, D, H, K, S, Y. And why such a strange letters on this side?